Hello, fellow Factorians. Welcome back to my Pyanodons challenge run. During the last session, I built my mall. The mall is going to be super useful for me because it'll mean that I've got a continuous supply of small parts that lets me build many other buildings. And also I can go and grab some belts, and my handcrafting should be limited to just making the automation science and the specific buildings that I need. I'll grab some small parts while I'm down here, grab a few belts and undergrounds. Oh, don't have too many undergrounds yet. Why is that? Things are still coming through, but I probably have got a problem somewhere. I'll diagnose that in a second. I'll grab a few of these and a few. Oh, I got a bunch of air core inductors. Great. The other thing I did last time was get glass running. So eventually I found some quartz to mine and fed it to these glass furnaces, or glass works, which is slowly making some glass that I don't need right now, but I will need eventually. I think I want to turn this into an overflow, because I'd rather continue aluminum mining rather than use all of it for the glass. Okay, overflow it is. And in fact, I'm so confident that's going to be a solution for my cobalt glass. I'm going to tear apart this this high pressure furnace. It does cost a small amount of power even when it's not doing anything, so I'll get rid of that to use it somewhere else. Also, I've shut off my carbolic, so I won't be getting into stone in here anymore. And I can put that also into one of these steel making foundries. Grab the steel. Oh, that was almost full, so I better get two more chests. I don't want to ever not be making steel. Steel is super useful, so I'll grab what I've got here. Get rid of that carriage. And hopefully soon I will stop having to grab ash manually from these miners. Let's see, clogged elsewhere already. Okay. I've got an ash clog up here, I think. Get rid of that, keep everything flowing. Great. They're almost clogged, of course. I should plan ahead. Put ash in a line like that right here. Okay. Before I get to ash separation, I haven't even finished the tech. I need to drop a little bit more science into these labs. I build one more lab so that I can do that. Catch up when I keep forgetting to feed the labs. I'm going to make my favorite building probably in the game. Fish mills. Or the multi-bladed fish turbine, as somebody else might call it. But I call them fish mills. These are fantastic. Let's also get some more power poles. Let's make power poles first so I can start deploying the fish mills. And they are fantastic because they make you free power. Well, let's put it on here. Pop one of these guys down, and it makes an average. Now, it's important to note that this is an average of 550 kilowatts. That may not sound a lot. My base is currently probably at, let's see, 7 megawatts, peaking about 8. So it would take a lot to fully power my base. I'm okay with not quite having a fully powered base, because currently I cannot produce fish. I have to go and find it out in the world, which is okay. But you know, like I don't have many lakes around. I would love to have more fish, but right now I cannot. So instead, just the 15 or so that I've got will still make enough to cover a significant fraction of my base. Now, I think I've already spoken on how I'm trying to save power, and there's a good reason to do that. Let's dive into one of my favorite tools that comes with, well, let's say, that almost everybody should use if they can when playing Pyanodons. I guess I shouldn't just tell you what to do, but you can play it the way you want to. But unless you're really kind of just pantsing and going with the vibe in Pyanodons, you should look into using yet another factorio calculator. This is an external application that works, does the similar thing if you're familiar with Factory Planner or Hellmod, mods that get installed in Factorio. They let you look at production graphs and figure out, like, how many of this building do I need to make this, to do this process? What is the proper ratio? How do I set this up if I am at this technology, etc., etc. It's fantastic for Pyanodons because Pyanodons has a lot of recursive loops where, for instance, with this simple recipe, I produce ash in order to produce power, but that ash I feed to a solid separator to separate out, to get rid of it essentially. But that process needs more power, so I need to make more ash, which needs more power. And without a matrix solver that solves this kind of recursive loop, most, it just doesn't work with a forward planning system, which is the default mode for Helmod and Factory Planner. Now, they do have matrix solvers built in, but the one in YAFC is just handles multiple recursive loops better. It lets you specify, like which recipe wants to overproduce or which one is the recipe of last resort, so to speak. For instance, right now in this one, I'm using coal dust. I'm making steam from both coal dust and raw coal. Coal dust I have to get rid of, so that's its purpose and to be made into steam. The raw coal is there to really produce the power. So if you look at this, to produce this 1 megawatt of power, I have to feed it 2.06. So let's call it 2 raw coal per second. That's 3.3 megawatts of raw coal. So 1 megawatt out, 3 megawatts in. So that's not a great ratio. So even these little fish mills that only produce, on average, 550 kilowatts are going to save me a lot of infrastructure. And yeah, I think they just look nice. So another reason to have them. They are a little bit finicky to place. They have to have a certain distance between them, but that's okay. All right, so fish mills placed. Let's take a look at my power graph. They have this kind of like nice sinusoidal periodic power production. And you can see that they can null out my power requirements entirely when they're kind of on the upswing here. Later on, I have a trick planned for making the most of the fish mills, even when my power demand is maybe lower. See, I need to pick another technology to move towards. I think I really want moss and then wood making eventually, so let's do botany first. Okay. So back to the game. What I want to make next is the solid separators to get rid of the ash. I need a lot of air core inductors for that. Air core inductors, which I've just consumed to make all those fish mills. Oh, and this is not a good sign. My copper full up? What's going on down here? Guys, where's my copper? Oh, yes, of course. The ash has filled up. So, the very problem that we are addressing has lifted us by our own petards. Lifted me by our own petard. I need to get out of the habit of that. I see why YouTubers do it. It's just like, when it's a problem, I'm going to blame the entire group, even though you're not playing. Well, I've done something successfully. I'm just going to claim all the credit. That's not kind. I am making my own mistakes. It is the fault of no one but me. Also make some more signs while I'm here. Oh, that's a lot of air core conductors that I'm going to handcraft. That's okay. I'll had a fish left too. We'll turn that into another fish mill. But where will I place these solid separators? Well, I haven't made even one yet. Just make one. Get one done, and we can start moving forward. Collect the ash from here. You gave me one. Did you? Yes, you did. This is my best poke one. I'm going to use this up to feed all the ash that I've just got laying around in boxes down here. I'm okay with taking the results and putting into a box for now. Just for now. I'm going to have to manually transfer this ash over anyway. Okay. Actually, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 7. 7. I can consume 10 per second, and 7 is only going to give me about 5 per second. I can do a whole nother line of boxes on this side. Well, I don't have, do have some boxes, because I can just delete these. Alright, now this guy will work through the ash that I've kind of piled up here. Need a little bit more. Okay. But more importantly, I need to deal with the ash that I've got up here. This is a perfect time to work on this because my power demand is low enough that I'm not actually using my my boilers at all. These boxes are full. Okay. No? Okay. Actually, while I think about it, how much ash... Oops, wrong screen. How much ash did I make total in the last... since I started? 300,000 ash, almost, just from the starter base. This is why I was hoping to avoid this as much as possible. That's okay. That's really cool. I get to plow through the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of ash that I'm making. Okay, I think that's where these were meant to go. And we will take this up here. We do the same thing here. Oh, my inventory is not as bad as I thought it might be. But yeah, obviously the boilers are both the major source of ash and place that is producing the consistent amount of it. So I'll put my solid separators up here. Let's place one, get spacing. A little bit more room. Belt there. Nice. Micro optimizations that probably take me more time to think of than the resources that I'm saving use, but that's just the way I like playing Factorio. Waste my time so that the base doesn't waste its time, even though the CPU is a much less power hungry source of compute than my silly human brain. No, that's not enough. Yeah. 3. Already got the next tech. Let's go for moss. Actually, I should sequence these out and that. And then after that, we can go for seaweed. All right, what? No, seaweed. Yeah. Nope, seaweed is an expensive one. What's not an expensive one? Concrete. Wow, are we almost out of the expensive recipes already? Sorry, I mean the cheap recipes already. We are. Only these 4 left. But yeah, perfectly comfortable handcrafting all of those. I have to go grab some more inserters in a second. Out of wood. I'm at it. Place my last fish mill. I'm going to be a little stingy with these stone running paths, but I have to remind myself to put them around. Because otherwise I'm just wasting time slowly walking over this terrain. Up too high. There we go. All right. Some back in a box over here. Oh, my inventory's still super full. It's going to take a long time to churn through that backlog. Definitely should get more solid separators if I can. So let's pile up on a few resources. Inserters, I've already got inserters going. Great. I'll handcraft a few more while I'm at it, and a few more belts. These systems working? No, you're not. What's going on with you? Why you, what do you do total app to? I miscalculate this? Only 800. Okay, yeah, they only stack to 50, so could have been 750. Okay, let's unfreeze those. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because these miners are also full of ash. It feels like I'm still making more ash than I'm separating. You know what? That's okay. Actually, I am making more ash than I'm separating, and I should carry some of this over to this area up here because, at least at the moment, those solid separators up there are not going to be doing much work. I want to string that through here. What I do want to string it through is this area. Alright. So this one here at the back probably won't run full time. Let's fill its boxes up. Now I do need to do something with the resources that I'm going to be extracting from the ash. That's okay. Actually didn't need both of those gaps. That's fine. Are you not processing? Do not have power. Here we go. Might end up with another set of solid separators right here. I was planning ahead for at least. Let's kind of figure that out. Where can I put power poles then? Don't think they can pop that gap. Nope. No. Okay. It is a little bit frustrating that sometimes these the power poles are so short, the wire distance between them. They don't hop all the way over some of the bigger buildings in Pyanodons. Never mind, never fear. Put this up here. We'll have power. You will have power. You will have power. And then I'll just put power poles on the other side. Get them there. Okay, so my current supply of ash is getting removed. These boilers are going to get removed, but none of the rest of my base is getting their ash deleted, so I'm going to have to figure that out. This should no longer actually matter, because I no longer care about mining stone over here, so I will just get rid of Origin that I've got on hand. And all the coke that gets produced should be going to a box. Now you're not producing, we're not producing, how come? Got coal on hand. Is there a fault here? Ah, got another box that cleaned out. Okay. You gotta love Factorio, and there's always some little thing that will sidetrack you, no matter what is going on. So with that sidetrack cleared up, let me find my next sidetrack. No, let me try and get back to what I was doing. What I was doing was getting enough solid separators to fully deal with the ash in my base. Also, setting my base up to clear the ash from itself. I'm gonna plan ahead for more mining here. More mining. Probably won't be able to support all this mining, but let's plan ahead for it. I probably need to lane switch this. There we go. And I can support another row here. Another column. Rid of all of this iron ore. Rid of rock wool. Fortunately, I don't have any wood on hand to keep making more science, so on the other hand, I really can't deal with signs that I do have, so let's just keep plugging along. Now the next step is, of course, to start extracting ash from the various miners that I've got everywhere. Each of these little inserters is going to be one more miner that I do not have to manually eliminate ash from. I am a slightly different scroll. Where do I want to take this? The one choice that you can make is you can put all your solid separators in one spot, which is a very valid choice. On the other hand, you can also decide to dot them around where you need them, where you have, you know, like a reasonably thick amount of ash, and then just take the byproducts that that these solid separators produce, because those are much more compressed. So for instance, once I do this ash separation, I have 10 units per second of ash coming in, but only 0.075 units of materials coming out. Of course, I managed to offset that. But it does mean I will need power elsewhere. I'll need power poles, and I am currently out of wood. So, time for me to go on another wood harvesting mission. Hopefully I know where I've got some wood out there, so be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back. I've got a little over 200 logs. Hopefully that'll hold me for a while. Probably will still need to go forage for more trees eventually, but for now, yeah, let's carry on with the solid separation and ash destruction. What am I missing? I'm missing steel. Well, there goes more wood. Are these miners all working at full tilt? See what happens when I start putting the ash down from these miners. What's going on with you, buddy? And you're missing a pipe. Okay. I'll need to separate this ash out. Again, we'll just maybe toss down a separator down here. I will try and collect all of the byproducts of separation out into one spot, because that will let me centralize the mining, smelting the ore that the separators produce. Here. Recording this has really shown me how bad my hand-eye coordination is sometimes. Okay. So we'll find a place to... For now, we'll put you in a box. But yeah, I'll find a place to send this through. Okay. Or ash that is at least temporarily handled. I'll figure out how I want to permanently handle the byproducts after I get all of my solid separators located. Tell you what, let's do another cut here, or another time advance. All I'm going to be doing is running around adding ash extraction from various locations that produce ash, and then I will haul that into centralized, like solid separators spread out over here. Oh yeah, back in a flash. Okay, I think I'm going to hop back into talking. If you've been watching the sped up play, I've just been running around and putting down various amounts of ash production, ash extraction. Put down a few solid separators in places that looked likely. This is likely not going to be a perfect system in any sense of the word, and we're going to have to fix it, but I don't mind fixing it in this starter base area. Partially just because I want to move this along, and partially because, let's see, I think I've messed that up. Yeah, that'll fix it. And partially because I think the chaos is fun. Yeah, let's go with that. The chaos is fun. Actually, I think the chaos is fun. That's going to be my motto for this playthrough, controlled chaos. So I've got a solid separator here, solid separator here. This is dealing with the ash that is produced by the iron plate production. This one deals with the ash that is created by the copper plate production. Looks like I need to expand copper production a bit, so I'm going to do that right now. But I didn't want to kind of like leave you out of the fun entirely of this kind of like wonderful stuff that I've been doing, so I thought I'd jump in here and talk a bit more. I would love to hear in the comments if you would like to, whether I am skipping too much time or skipping not enough time. I promise I will not be insulted if you say that you would rather hear less of me. Sometimes, particularly when I'm listening back through these videos, I would like to hear less of me. So it is no skin off my back. In general, I think Pyanodons Hard Mode is really the purest version of Pyanodons, and this is why I enjoy it quite a bit. I'm very glad that Not Melon, the modder who went ahead and did this variant of Pyanodons, created it. There's definitely one spot where I've created unnecessary underground. I think he did a fine job of creating a bunch of, especially little early game puzzles with this mining. I think the challenge of not voiding was something that I already was attempting while I was doing my previous regular Pyanodons play, but there's just places where it was not particularly possible to not void, so filling in those gaps while also adding some extra challenges is just, like my cup of tea. And yeah, there we go. A little bit of melting here. And that should increase our coal production, our copper plate production by 50%. What is going on with you? Of course. Need to actually have coal being sent to you guys. Yeah, go ahead and get some coal. Probably don't need that much coal sent to just the furnaces. Did I want to put... No, I probably didn't want to put these plates over here. How did that work then? In general, how is this working down here? Looks like it's not working very well. I may have messed up this whole furnace stack. That's okay. Embrace the chaos after all. That allows... No, that doesn't actually allow ore through, does it? Doesn't allow copper ore through. Does mean that if it's full, the copper won't be extracted properly. Am I okay with that? I think I might be okay with that. One of the other chaotic methods that I fully embrace and enjoy is sushi belting, and this is very, very sushi-ish. So I will see if it works and have fun, and then if it doesn't work, I'll go ahead and fix it. I don't want the coal coming through here. Okay. I do want the ash and copper coming through, but I don't want the coal. And then do a little trick. That should just allow ash through, and this solid separator is not overtaxed, so that will be no problem. Yeah, as long as the ash is flowing through and the copper is being caught by the furnaces, it should all work. Of course, there's a little bit of backlog ash that needs to be dealt with. Actually, and if I strain out the oh no, this rock wool is important. Let's not forget that it is also feeding our maul. The maul uses so little power that even a small trickle of rock wool is enough to power it. Okay, so now we are much better on copper production. Looks like, yeah, we're getting quite a bit through. I'll be able to make a few more solid separators. If I've got the small parts being constructed, yes. Grab some iron plates, which I've got here. Yeah, and then just need more steel. Steel is just slowly trickling through. I keep running out of wood, and there's kind of no way to fix that other than to go mine for it or do the research. So I'm going to keep doing the research. Ha ha ha. Short on ash. Amazing. Okay. So I needed a little bit more solid separation up here. That is not a smart idea. Who thought of that? Okay. Then that through. Set up some more solid separation up here. Managed to break another power pole? Wow. Yes, I did manage to break our power. Lovely. Okay. I don't even have any undergrounds left. Yeah, I might finish out solid separation. Call this enough for now. These 2 stacks. I've still got 1 full belt lane that I could set up over there. Let's assume that I'm going to put down even 1 more. Stack up here. Okay. Cool. Oh, this makes a nice line through here. So, separating out the ash is one matter. Something you definitely need to do first. But then there's a second step, which I need yet more solid separators for, where I take the soot that is one of the byproducts of ash separation and turn that into a trickle of ore. Aha, I can make yet a couple more solid separators. I feel like I want to do that kind of down here below my iron processing. I'll see if I've got enough belts to run that system down. And that's going to end up going past my labs through the iron, so let's dogleg over here. Much of a tight gap? No, I'm never going to go past into the natural reserve with this the full chest. And yeah, I think I will put the soot separation down here. But yeah, how much soot do I need to absorb? Now, one problem though is that there's going to be quite a lot of other stuff like iron oxide and coal dust that needs to be used up before in a different fashion. How do I want to use that up? The ideal way would be to separate out the coal dust and kind of put it into a process that is continuously running. And iron smelting is not that process, is it? Iron mining might be that process. Yeah. Coal mining is that process. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to set up coal dust filtered. I'll have to clean out this belt after I one high. just make sure that nothing should get past. Do the fancy schmancy trick again. You hold, enable, hold us equal to 0. Should end up putting coal dust on both sides of the belt, because I need it, and then I can kind of feed it to my existing system. Can I feed it to those over there? I could at least feed out of belts. Yeah, I'm out of belts because I'm short on resources still. Since I'm short on resources, let's clean up this belt while I craft some stuff. That is perfect. So I get 2 per second, so I only really need 3 of those. Then I'm going to pop out a variety of stuff that is going to come out of here. We'll deal with that stuff in a moment. If I can power my mall off of just the coal dust instead. I know I will have to split off coal dust somewhere, but for the moment, not worry about it. Yeah, I'm just kind of hacking and pantsing and figuring it out as I go. Fun like that. So at least this mall should have... Oh yeah, that's wonderful. Why is the mechanical inserter barely getting any? Because I'm not making enough iron plate. Well, no problem. These boxes are not full. Maybe I don't need to throw that much off. That'll let some more iron plate run through. Let's thread this through as well. Can I pick up some undergrounds? Maybe I did not. Now I got some undergrounds. Another thing I want to do over here is deal with all of the iron oxide that I'll be producing. What, guys? You just go into a box right now. Yeah, one, maybe 2 inserters. That is 5, 0.5, 0.7. Yep, 2 inserters. That will get a little complicated. No problem, though. Let's filter this just iron oxide. I think it will not ever be anything but iron oxide that can be melted over there. Not want to allow soot to go past here, so yet again, the trick. I should name this trick. Such a don't let stuff go past this point on the belt. What would be a shorter way of saying that? The circuit-based blocker. No, that's still not great. Okay, that should prevent soot from going past. Then I'll want the iron oxide and coal dust coming through. The coal dust will power the furnaces, and then I'll have to do something with that coal dust besides. I will make iron plates, filter, like this, dust. Okay, then that will turn into a belt of... this will be fine. That's more than enough furnaces. There's the iron oxide takes so much. Iron oxide takes so many units of iron oxide to produce a plate that it's not a problem to have a few furnaces used for this. Okay, so in this case, I want to let iron oxide go past the end of this belt. Okay, cool. And then I really only have to do something with the coal dust. So let's run coal dust and the iron plates that I'm producing extra. Let's split off the iron plates. Don't need that many splitters. Or sorry, ghetto splitters. I'm using inserters as splitters, which is, if you're not familiar with Pyanodons, why I'm doing this nuttiness, it's because splitters do not exist at this moment. It will be quite a while until I get splitters. So I will have to use inserters to split apart belts like this. And then I want to take, it will come out on this side, but the right side, no. So I'm going to have to adjust which side it's on. Test it out. Fine. I guess I'm tired of having to test out splitter lane management. Yeah, it goes through. No problem. Okay. So that is the iron plate. Then it's just the coal dust to deal with. Does this not jump? Does now. Okay, so coal dust will come up here. I'm gonna route some of it through this system. One more over here. You full? What's going on here? Are you not getting, oh, okay. I should instead blacklist ash. That way it'll pass back any fuel rather than just the raw coal. keep this one running. Cool. Okay. Right now. So got some of the coal dust here. Hopefully this is just a little bit of a... I don't think that much coal dust is being made. I'll sort it out later. In general, keep an eye on the system and make sure it's working. But yeah, this is the whole lane of raw coal is being replaced with coal dust. Okay, so ash from these boilers is getting sorted, and I've got room to add a few more stacks of boilers. Ash from this system over here is not getting sorted, but I think this system is blocked for other reasons. Yes, you are blocked because you have iron plates full. No, because you have coke full. Coke full. I'm actually okay with the system being blocked because the coke is full. I think I've got more than enough glass over here, more than enough aluminum plate created. I still need to get ash removed from this system. Wish I could just build an inserter with the filter already set. I don't think that's possible. Okay. Don't think I will build any more aluminum lines, not for a while. What's this? This will reach. It's barely awesome. Have to separate out ash here. Separate out ash here. Come on, guys. Yep, there we go. Why do you have... Probably because, yes, okay. So I need to employ the trick in multiple locations. Do the trick here, do the trick here. Content, gold, table, aluminum ore. Which is, copy this one, but we want this one to be ash. Okay, not letting ash past. Hold. Okay, so now that will create more ash. Take this over to soot separation. Work okay. I think it's gonna work okay. It seems like there's more than enough capacity to handle all the soot and other stuff that is coming through. I've got a ton of coal dust on me, so I'll need to find a place to get rid of that. Pretty feel like being gotten rid of. Oh, we're making steam, so maybe I should make a specific set of boilers just to avoid. That seems like an actual good idea. Okay, so I was gonna make a boiler set out here anyway. Copy. Didn't I want? Okay, so that will have another ash line coming out. For right now. No, I always manage to be low on pipes. But not low on undergrounds, which is odd. Yeah, so let me create a system here just to let me dump stuff in a box and get it burned up. There we go, guys. That's, I think for right now, that ash line is not quite full. Perfect. Okay, so somehow this side always seems to be working. This side, but it does work. Guess this steam just has priority somehow. Oh, that's okay. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap this episode up shortly. I'm sure there's a bunch of places that have not been addressed with the ash system, but I'm feeling pretty good about the progress made to get rid of this stuff. And of course, I made my favorite building over here, the fish mill. So, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.